Absolutely not in my wildest dreams. I did think that I wanted to be a head teacher, but I didn't know how I'd get there, barely taking his first steps. And now he's running up and down the nursery. I think those are my proudest moments. During the pandemic, I actually prayed for a name, and then the name Cherish came to me. I really wanted ownership. I want to say what I want to do. I want to know how I want to help them. It's so exciting. It's so rewarding. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it.
Imagine starting with just a business plan and a dream. No building, no funding, and no idea where to begin. That's where Cheniece was just a short while ago. But today I'm standing outside her very own nursery, Cherish Childcare in Dalston, where that dream became reality. When we first connected, she was overwhelmed by the financial side of things and unsure how to move forward. I shared templates, advice and support, and step by step, she turned her vision into a nursery that served families in her community. Today, we're going to meet Cheniece to discuss her journey. This is going to be part of a set of videos where I revisit people who I've supported to share their stories, the highs, the struggles, and the lessons that can inspire anyone thinking about taking the leap. You may have seen Adrina's story before, but if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. So let's head inside to catch up with Cheniece.
Hello.
Hi Cheniece, how are you?
It's Cherish.
Thank you. It's good to finally be here.
Nice to meet you. Wow, this is our nursery, Cherish Childcare.
Wow, it looks beautiful. Has it changed much from when you started?
Oh yeah, loads.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to have the children's work on display now, because at first it's just kind of a blank canvas of your own ideas. But when the children fill it and you get to display their work, it just makes it so much more special.
So today we're with Cheniece at Cherish Childcare. We're going to ask her a few questions about her journey and see how she's set up. So firstly, can you tell me a little bit about your background and how you became to set up Cherish?
Okay, so to be fair, I've been in the childcare industry from I left school really. I done volunteering at a youth club, and then I worked as an LSA, and then I wanted to become a teacher.
Was that LSA?
Learning support assistant.
Okay.
I think they've changed the terminology a bit now. But yeah, and then I studied to be a teacher. I qualified in 2022, I think it was.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then teaching wasn't enough, so I did my master's in early childhood. And then during the pandemic, I was like thinking, what else can I do? I always wanted to like be a head teacher of a school, so I think the passion was always around childcare anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's been my journey. And now here I am, a nursery nurse.
So what was really made you push go from teaching to early years?
No, well, in teaching, I've always been an early years teacher.
Okay.
So my age range has been nursery and reception anyways. I mean, I won't go any higher.
Did you always imagine that you were opening a nursery?
Absolutely not in my wildest dreams. I did think that I wanted to be a head teacher. I mean, that was always the dream, but I didn't know how I'd get there or anything. It was just kind of an idea. So yeah, early years has always been my passion. And then when I had the thought of making my own nursery.
Yeah. Where do you think those ideas initially came from?
I just think it's a genuine passion. I mean, like I said, it started when I was at learning support assistant, working with children with SEND needs and so forth, and just the reward of helping them and seeing the progression. Like, that's always where my heart has been.
Yeah.
So even when I was studying and becoming a teacher, I really wanted ownership of how I help these children, because I started as a teaching assistant and I was getting direction from the teachers. I want to say what I want to do. I want to know how I want to help them. So I think that's where it came from.
I can definitely see your own touch on the childcare. I think it's inspiring.
Yeah, I've kind of always had a leadership spirit inside of me, so yeah.
When did the idea of opening your own nursery become real to you?
During the pandemic. I think everybody was occupied with things to do online, opening their businesses, keeping themselves busy. And I was still teaching at the time, because even though schools were closed, we were still expected to teach online. But it wasn't fulfilling, and I was like, well, what else can I do? And then I think the name was something that I was really stuck on, because it would have to represent something that is important to me. I was like, I couldn't think of a name, and like that was where God came in and actually prayed for a name. And it was just such like a normal day. I was like in the nail shop, and then the name Cherish came to me. I was like, surely that name's taken, because And then it wasn't, so I registered the company straight away, and
Yeah. So when you came up with the name, was there a moment that you thought, okay, I'm going to start this journey now? Was that when it happened?
Yeah, I'm someone that has to always be doing something, if that makes sense. So once I made that first step and it was kind of official that this name is registered under my name, I was like, okay, what's the next step? I need to bring this into fruition. So I looked for videos of how to open a nursery, and that's where you came into it. And yeah, your business plan video was literally the onset for me, and that was the driving force because it was so clear and so concise and like step by step. You didn't just leave us in the lurch. You told us one foot. And then you was offering the template, which had so much to go with.
That's when you first reached out, you asked me about the business plan and everything like that.
Yeah.
So what was the first steps you done from there?
So I downloaded the business plan template and then I just started typing and then it was all coming together and I was like, wow. And I think, I'm not sure if you had a template one, like a...
Yeah, I had an example.
Yeah, you had an example one. So I drew pieces from there and then put my own ideas and so forth. But it really gave me a basis on how to go about things and the things that you need to think about, because I've never been responsible of thinking of those things, because when you're employed it's a lot different. You're kind of told what to do. So I think that was very, very helpful. And then, but something that made me reach out to you was that at the end of every video you say God bless. And I could relate. I was like, okay, he must be a Christian. I definitely got to get in contact with him. And thankfully, you actually responded.
One thing I like about your nursery is that it has a strong Christian ethos. A lot of people contact me and they're always apprehensive about starting like a religious ethos sort of nursery, whether they're Christian, whether they're Muslim, etc. How have you found running a Christian nursery and how have you found parents' reactions to it?
Actually, really positive. So the parents that we've got at the moment, they really like that, and that's a unique selling point that I have. But like the people that I've spoke to, I was apprehensive about it first because I thought, is it limiting your potential? You don't want people to kind of think that's not for me. And being in a church building, that's also a limitation that I thought. But it's about your personality and reaching out. So we are strongly, predominantly Christian values, but we're not limited to that. And I think our main ethos is love. And I think that transpires through every religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for me, starting the nursery had to come from passion. Like, I had to do it because I'm passionate about it. If I'm just doing something just for money or status, it would never work. So, and Christianity is something that I'm also passionate about. So it just made sense. I had to bring that. And it is a bit of a risk, but my heart's with God. So
it helps blend your two passions.
Exactly, there you go.
So in terms of the vision for the nursery, how has it changed from when you started to now?
Initially, it's an idea on paper or your business plan, to be honest, and you think this is going to go like this and this is going to go like this. But as you go forth and you meet your clients, you need to adapt to their needs as well. Yeah, just being really adaptable and flexible and personable to listen to your clients and see what do the children need, what do the family needs, and be willing to kind of steer your vision in that way.
Is there anything that you thought would work really well and didn't work well in the end, or vice versa? Something you didn't think would work well but has actually had a big impact?
Well, to be fair, with the building, we're not a traditional nursery where they have the rooms for the babies and the rooms for the preschool. It's an open plan nursery. And to my surprise, a lot of parents really like that aspect of it because the babies can be in their area, but they can still see their older sibling. And that just encompasses the family-orientated vision that I wanted anyway, like the environment of we're all a family, we're all learning and growing together. And we can just look to the left and see your younger brother or younger sister. And you can, like, if they're tearful or something, you can actually soothe them. And it actually helps with the settling in process. So that's something that...
Oh, that's good. A lot of people I help as well. They always, again, worried about having an open plan sort of nursery. So it's good to have, well, when we do the tour, we'll see how you set up and yeah, I'm sure they'll get some more ideas. Especially in the early stages, what was some of the hardest parts that you faced?
Ofsted, definitely. Okay, and it sounds cliche because everybody says Ofsted, but I didn't anticipate how long it would actually take. So once I got the building, signed the lease, your rent starting, and then you can't actually open, and you've employed staff even, and they're expecting salaries, and you still can't open until you've got the green light from Ofsted. So that was definitely a really big challenge.
How long did they take?
Just over 6 months. But I think, no, first they took like 8 weeks to even give me an appointment, and then I did something wrong on the DBS, and then you go straight back to the beginning of the queue. I was like, this is outrageous.
Yeah, it can be
so
frustrating.
Yeah, you have to be very fine-tuned with your paperwork.
Yeah, it can just be the wrong name or even address, and it messes up the whole application. You have to make sure everything's aligned.
Yeah, I think it was something silly, like I registered as a sole trader and I was meant to be individual owner.
Yeah. So I remember you being quite overwhelmed about the financial stage of things.
Yeah.
So what challenges did you face there and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, just sourcing where to get finance from and enough finance, to be fair, because there were so many applications that I put in and so many business meetings that I went to. And they were like, try this, and nothing was really gravitating until I came across the British business plan and fund, and then you have to really have all your finances in order. And whereas this idea was kind of sporadic, it's not something that I've been planning for years. I didn't anticipate all of that, so I really had to go back to the drawing board and make sure I was privy to what they were actually looking for, and then making sure I could meet that, so it wouldn't hinder me from getting the finances that I needed.
So what sort of things were they looking for?
They needed, I think it was like 3 months of bank statement and so forth, and you need to account for where all your finances are going so that they can prove that you could afford to pay back the loan in a timely manner. Yeah, and just your business plan, how you're going to make sure that it is successful and it can make the revenue that you're claiming that you are going to make.
Yeah.
And I worked with an accountant and done my cash flow of how much I was going to charge for fees and so forth. This government funding scheme came in where you can't charge what you want because everyone's eligible to a certain amount of hours and they dictate how much you pay, like the rate. So yeah, that was another challenge because I didn't anticipate that. And I had to restructure my business model to fit in line with that.
How did you do that?
I worked with an accountant. Not my strong point.
Was there ever a moment that you felt like giving up, like this is too difficult? Or
so thankfully I don't have a spirit of giving up in me. I literally, when I start something, I kind of kick myself because I've now started it, I have to continue. But yes, daily you have to motivate yourself because there's no one else telling you what to do or how to do it, so you have to motivate yourself. You need to keep your eyes on the vision and the plan and really believe in what you're bringing to this childcare service. So yeah,
it's always difficult, especially as a nursery, and it can be quite lonely. So it's difficult to keep yourself motivated each day.
Yeah, so my friend did tell me, she was like, just beware, it's a lonely journey, even if you're married, even if you've got your family. And I was like, yeah. But yeah, I'm living it. Nobody understands at times, and I'm like, I'm lucky that I do have a very supportive family and friends, but yeah, they don't understand. And when you're the sole person who has to make the decisions and so forth,
there's a lot of pressure.
But it's worth it, definitely.
Yeah. How did you balance managing setting up with your own personal life and work and everything like that?
Setting up the nursery?
Yeah.
I got everyone involved. I was like, family, we are doing this. I need my dad to make the dividers for me. I need my husband to put up this. My sister was creative with so I made it. And like I said, my ethos is community, family. So it was just a privilege to bring them along with the journey with me. But in terms of, because I was still working full time as a school teacher, so it was like every holidays, every weekend, putting all your time, all your energy into the nursery. There was sleepless nights when I'm up on the laptop working late, trying to send emails. Yeah, exactly, policy procedures. So yeah, you have to put the time and the work in as well.
Yeah, and managing your own family, your children, everything. It's stressful.
Yeah.
Well,
they were understanding, to be fair, which is great. But yeah, it is making them understand and just taking them on a journey with you. So making them understand that at this moment in time, I need to be doing this. Can you help in this way? And just telling them what you need. And that was like,
has it got easier now that the nursery's open? So you've been open for 8 months now. Has it got any easier now it's open?
There was a time when I felt like, yep, I've got this. I know what I'm doing. And then you get a curveball and then you have to change so many things. And yeah, so it's a constant journey of reflecting and adapting. So it does get easier, but then be prepared to pivot.
So what sort of curveballs have been thrown at you so far?
Staffing challenges, to be fair. I think that is final one at the moment in time. I think that, yeah, just catering to everybody's needs as well.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing, of managing so many different types of people and then keeping everyone happy can be challenging. But a lot of people in nursery have difficulty with staffing, especially at the start. You get those teething phases where you're setting up and you don't know who's really going to fit into your team. Have you found that already? No,
I'm still searching, to be honest with you. I did at the start of it and we were going well, but then things change. People's lives circumstances change as well. So you need to be able to adapt with that. And sometimes it's difficult to get people on board with your vision, the way you want it done as well.
Yeah.
That's quite of a challenge because some people, they might come in and say, I've done childcare, I know what I'm doing. But when you're building your own brand, it's important that you stay true to your core values and you're not just doing the day-to-day jobs because
Yeah. So how does it feel walking into your nursery every day now, knowing that Cherish Childcare is yours?
especially when you know what you're bringing to it, it's yours. You've seen your journey from the start to now. It's like, wow, I actually done it.
Okay, and congratulations. Do you have like a proudest moment at all? So like,
To
wow.
be fair with you, the proudest moment is seeing the children make achievement. And I mean, we had a little boy and he came in and he was literally barely taking his first steps. And now he's running up and down the nursery. We have to remind him, stop running. I think those are my proudest moments when I see the children achieve and you're just reassured that the hard work that you put into it is going towards a purpose. It's not just in vain.
Yeah, I always say it's the big that I'll constantly say, and I always say that's the biggest thing about the field is that you get really rewarded moments just seeing children develop. It's not just the business side of things. Obviously, the business side of things financially it can be rewarding, but seeing children develop is probably the biggest thing that you can get from it. Yeah,
that's the part that warms my heart.
Yeah. Hasn't one of the nursery been as you expected, or has it been different to what you thought?
I don't really think that I had much expectations. I think I allowed myself to just go in the journey and not really think that it would be a reality, if that makes sense. So
you were just focused on the now.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like this step, this step, this step. So it's only this time that I've taken to actually reflect and be like, wow, this is how it's going now. And this is a real thing. So I'm actually contemplating leaving my job and doing this full time now, which is nerve-wracking, but I think it's so necessary because if you want ownership of the nursery, and like I said, if I want to be responsible I am responsible, but I've got a manager. And if I want to make sure that my vision is kept and my core values are kept and executed the way I would, then I need to be here a bit more often. So I don't think, it's definitely not been how I expected it.
How's you manage a full-time job and managing the nursery, owning the nursery, shall I say?
Yeah, with great difficulty. Thankfully, they go hand in hand because it's the same field, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's challenging because you can't give your all to both. So that's why I initially hired a manager to run Cherish.
What sort of things have you done in terms of Cherish Childcare? What sort of things have you done to try to stand out from other people and the competition in the area?
First and foremost, offering quality care, and I think the parents are testimony to that. So they spread the word through word of mouth, and most of our clients do come from word of mouth. To be fair, I'm still figuring out the social media part of it. To be fair, that's a bit daunting for me, but I know it is crucial because, like I said, we're not in a typical nursery building as well, so we do have to put ourselves out there a bit more with the branding, with being visible in the community. And our slogan is creating unity in the community. So we need to be doing stay and play events, this Thursday actually we've got to meet the staff and we're going to have a bounce castle at the front and we're going to invite some of the locals just to come and see what we do and just help them feel part of our movement also.
Have you, in the 8 months, have you found marketing challenging at all? Or has it been okay?
Yeah, it's been challenging. Like I said, we've done lots of flyering, but sometimes that is short-lived. In my experience, it is being out there, putting yourself out there, getting to know people. And I think that's the most effective way. But you're only one person. There's only so much people you can reach. So like I said, the next step for us will be social media and kind of trying to reach into those fields. Because I know TikTok's a thing now. Once you're a TikTok trend, everyone knows about you. So
as I always say, community is the biggest thing, and nurseries are kind of the heart of the community, one of the hearts of the community. Yeah. So it's getting out there is one of the main ways that you can, and kind of what you're doing already.
Yeah, I'm very old school, so I do prefer face-to-face, going out and meeting people. But like I said, with the busyness of the world now, I don't know if that is appreciated so much anymore, which is a bit.
Yeah, but keep putting your personal touch on things. So I like some of the unique things you do, like bespoke books. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, so we do bespoke books. We're still in the process of publishing them and so forth. But the idea was to just capture children's journey in Cherish. And I remember being a child and receiving presents from Christmas where I think they get your name written in the book.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the idea. We create our own stories during our carpet sessions and learning and so forth. And then we're going to make them into books. Whereas ideally it would be a gift when the child leaves Cherish as well, that they'll have a keepsake of a book with their name in it and maybe some of their friends' names as well. So they can just always have that memoir that this is what I did actually.
Yeah. Those personal touches mean a lot to parents.
Yeah.
And you offer counselling services too.
So yeah, I'm a trained counsellor and I offer counselling to our parents and to external agencies as well. That just gives them a safe space to talk about challenge that they might be facing, and just trying to. I've also started doing parent groups where they can just group together, because some people are isolated, which you don't really know until they get the chance to speak about things. And I think counselling is quite a taboo subject in our culture anyways. So I think it's just important to give people that outlet to just speak with no judgment, and in a confidential environment where they can just sort through some of their
It's important. When parents are starting feedback about nursery, is there a common theme that any of them say?
I think they like the environment and the family environment that we offer, but alongside of that, the core values that we stand for. So, like I said, love is our vehicle, our driving force. But we also, the way we teach children is the core values of the fruits of the spirit, which is love initially, but then kindness, gentleness, patience, self-control, and all of that. And that's our more or less behavior policy, I like to call it. We teach children by modeling to them the expectations, and we model it to them so they can experience that, so they are inclined to treat others like that. And I think that's a core value that our parents really love, and they notice it. So when we teach them skills that maybe tidying away the table from lunch, some of them go home and want to help mum tidy up the table, so they really seem to appreciate that.
In terms of how you manage day-to-day, has it been easier or harder than you imagined?
It's easier because you get to know the children, you get to know their routine. So, I mean, once you've established that, it's quite easy to know the children's needs and facilitate the environment in a constructive way.
How does it feel knowing that children are starting their journey with you and under your brand?
It's so exciting. I mean, it's a big responsibility because you're responsible for them children, and you want to make sure you do the best and make sure that they achieve their full potential. But it's so exciting, it's so rewarding. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it.
I can see the excitement in your face. Do you get the opportunity to reflect and think how far you've come?
Like I said, this holidays, I literally was intentional about reflecting because I wanted to take the nursery in a different direction as well. I wanted to make sure that we were reaching a lot more families than we have been so far. So I did reflect on what was working well, but also our weaknesses. And that was really, really helpful because I've come back with fresh ideas that I want to implement and that I want to share with my staff. So yeah, definitely have lots of time. And the children's learning journals are a really good resource that we use to reflect as well, to see how far they've come and what they can do now that they wasn't doing before, and celebrate their achievements.
Oh, it's good. Even though you've just been open 8 months, it's still a good period to try to look back and see how far you've come, especially even before starting up, just as an idea. Now it's actually real.
Yeah.
If someone was starting up now and they're watching this video, what advice would you give them?
Celebrate the little wins, remain true to yourself, and remind yourself of why you're doing it.
On finding a building, was it a long journey to find a property?
Yeah, that was a hindrance for a very long time because of the requirements of the building that you choose. The location's very prime, and for me, I was growing up in Hackney anyways, and went to school in Hackney, so I always wanted to give back to Hackney. So it was important that I found somewhere in Hackney. I think I found this place through a letting agency that kind of fell on my lap. I was very fortunate in that sense, but it was a challenge.
How long did it take you?
I think it might have been a year.
Yeah.
Literally, it was a long time. I remember I had my business plan. I even had the funding ready to go, and I was like, I haven't got a building. How can I promote this thing?
Was that difficult? Was that a difficult period?
The building?
Yeah.
Securing it? Yeah, because you have to go through lawyers and so forth to sign the lease. You need to get a lawyer on your side to let them look over the lease. You have to negotiate. So yeah, that was a long journey as well.
But you went through. You're here now.
We did it. I've actually got a video that popped up the other day on my Snapchat of when I first came to view the building. So that's how you track how long it's actually taken you. But yeah, and I loved it straight away, and I had a vision. But then when you actually get in, how am I gonna make the baby sleep? How am I gonna get a sleeping area? How am I gonna get this area? So yeah, it'll be interesting when I show you around of how I've laid it out.
So when you first saw the building and saw how it is now, has it changed how you wanted it to be a lot?
Yeah, because certain things didn't actually quite work for health and safety reasons and so forth. So yeah, I had to adapt the way I wanted things to look and where I put certain furniture. And even when you bring the children in, you think, oh, that would be good there. And then you see little Tommy coming and pulling something down, and you're like, no, we've got to move that. So yeah, it's a constant journey of adapting and changing things to fit.
So once you did get the building, did things move quicker from there, or was it still quite a long journey?
It was exhausting.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of me furnishing it, yeah, that was quite rapid, but that's because in the meantime, while I was securing the lease and so forth, I was sourcing where I'm going to buy furniture from, what I want it to look like, what I want each room to have. But it was waiting for Ofsted. Like I said, we were sitting ready to go for quite a while before we could actually open our doors.
How many months would you say before you was ready before Ofsted came?
6 months.
You was ready from 6 months, and then
I had my manager in place, I had staff in place, and I was like, please, we are going to open soon. We're just waiting for Ofsted. So yeah.
Did you lose any staff in that period, or what did they mostly wait?
Yeah, thankfully they mostly wait.
Oh, that's good.
It's important to keep good relationships with the people that you are in contact with as well.
Is there anything that you do differently from when you started?
Just educate myself on the waiting game, like how long things could actually take, and have other things in place during that time. Luckily, I did have the stability of a job, but if I didn't, that would have been a really, really big challenge.
Yeah.
And I have spoken to people who have actually done it the reverse. They've quit their job beforehand, and now they're kind of sitting in limbo. So yeah, I would definitely be a bit more prepared in that way and just plan for the shortfalls or the...
What sort of shortfalls?
Like I said, funding is a big challenge. If you don't have the money for what you want to create and so forth, that could be a really big hindrance. And so if I had a lot more time to plan for all of that, it would have worked in my favour a bit more. But like I said, I moved quite rapid. I didn't plan to open a nursery years before. I kind of had the idea and just went go.
Yeah.
So there were some times where I'm like, why is it taking so long? I'm not ready, or I am ready and I can't move forward. So a lot more planning and preparation. I think that would have helped.
Yeah. So what would you say to someone that is planning right now, but they're scared of the financial side?
It will fall into place. You just got to continue to be proactive. Source lots of different avenues. Don't just fixate on one avenue, because you'll be surprised about how much support there is available to you. But you do need to do your research. You do need to reach out to people and just keep the faith.
Was you afraid of reaching out to people before, or was you quite confident in that?
Because this is something that sits in my heart and I'm really passionate about it, I was like, what do I have to lose? But I think if I was nervous or shy, then I wouldn't have got here today. So I think you do have to go for it.
What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone that would help them to reduce a lot of the stress starting up?
Because you are one of the main assets to to your vision as well in your business. So you need to take care of yourself during the process and just be in tune with yourself. So for me, I was overwhelmed because I pride myself on being a high achiever and just getting results. So I was go for a long time. And I think, like I said, this time I just had to take a minute to stop and reflect and think and look after myself. And I think that's given me an energy boost to get going again and hit the ground running. So yeah, look after yourself. And yeah, that's why I said that's where counselling and all of that helps as well, because whatever means you need to kind of take care of yourself, mental well-being, physical well-being, whatever that looks like in your world. For me, it's spiritual as well.
Yeah, it's important. You have to look after yourself before you can look after other people, and it's an important field.
It affects your decision making and your day-to-day management as well, because I think your staff, well, I know your staff and your children, your families, they feed off of the energy that you're bringing. So if you're not well and you're pressured, and I mean, we are all going to go through stress, but if you're not managing that well, then it would portray in your work.
What's next for Cherish Childcare? What's next for Cheniece?
Well, Cherish Childcare is going to continue to keep growing. I mean, we want to reach out to lots of other families and just extend our services, make people aware that we are here and we are happy to nurture children and love them and help them develop.
That's good, as you said, keeping community. What is it?
Unity in the community.
Keeping unity in the community. Is there anything you want Cherish to be known for in the community?
Yeah, just what we bring. Love, light, care, and nurture for the families that we care for. Unity in the community is pivotal, so we are united and we can grow and learn together.
That's good. You can bring positive aspect to Dalston Junction. That's the end of the questions. Do you mind if we have a little tour now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is our preschool area. It's for our 3 to 5 year olds. And we have the different areas. So we have the writing area, math area. This is more of our creative painting. We have understanding the world. here as well. We have a bit more writing, and here we encourage children to write their names and practice their letters together. And then we have our famous reading corner, which the children actually love. We really love books in Cherish Childcare, and that lends to the bespoke books that we will be doing. This is our Cherish mascot.
Yeah.
We get to name him. And this is our little doll's house that the children love to play in. So this is our mainly construction area where they really get into role here. The boys especially, they put on the hats and they're trying to build and fix the cars with the tyres, and then younger ones actually hide in those tyres, which is quite funny. Here's the resources. They're accessible to the children. I mean, we encourage them to just tell us what they want rather than pulling it out, but then we work together to pack away and so forth. This is called our Blossom area, so the classroom for the preschoolers is called Blossom.
Yeah. Where have you sourced most of the stuff from? Where have you got them?
The resources?
Yeah.
eBay, Amazon, community playthings. So
Do you have like your favourite item that you bought in the preschool area?
do I have a favourite item? I think it's the board, because I really like the children to write. So that whiteboard, I really like when I see them writing their letter formation.
Yeah.
So that's,
Oh, that's really nice. They can draw on the walls.
yeah, exactly. This is our baby area. This is called Serenity.
Yeah.
Because we like to exercise peace and encourage them to be calm in here. We have lots of sensory toys. This area is for 3 months to just 1-year-olds. But we only have 2 children in here at the moment, but we can hold up to 5.
Okay.
This is our staff information board. So we have our menu, parents' information, our monthly topics, and so forth. And then this will be our toddler area. So from 1, they can come, if they're confident and comfortable, they can come up here. And this is where we do a lot of music, a lot of role play, a lot of dressing up.
So what do you do in the different areas that separate from babies and preschoolers?
Okay, so we usually choose a story that we can translate to all of the different areas, differentiate, to all of the different areas. So say, for instance, we had the Gruffalo's child. In the toddlers area, we could be dressing up as the Gruffalo and doing role play. In the baby area, we could be using musical instruments and sensory toys to just make sounds of what the Gruffalo might sound like while telling the story, of course. And then in the preschool area, we will also be reading the Gruffalo, but then we could be trying to make up our own ending of the story, or just getting them to use their imaginations on drawing what they think the Gruffalo might look like. And yeah, we have this climbing frame which they like to practice their stunts on. And we obviously encourage them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
I hope you enjoyed seeing Cheniece's journey and what she's built here at Cherish Childcare. Not long ago, she was sitting at home, overwhelmed by the financial side of her business plan and unsure how to move forward. And today, she's running her very own nursery, serving families right here in the community. It just goes to show, you don't have to have it all figured out at the start. With the right support, guidance, and determination, you can take an idea on paper and turn it into a thriving nursery of your own. If you've been dreaming about opening a nursery but you're unsure of where to start, or you feel stuck with the business plan, finances, Ofsted, or finding the building, then get in touch with me now. I've helped so many people, just like Cheniece, go from uncertainty to running successful nurseries. Just click the link that's on the screen now, fill in the quick form, and I'll personally get back to you. Whether you're right at the beginning or you're already partway through the journey, we can work together to get you where you want to be. And as I've mentioned, this is the start of a new series where I'll be visiting more nursery owners that are supported. So if you want to see more real life stories and advice, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you're serious about opening your own nursery, don't just watch, take action. But finally, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. God bless.